bumpy start to the International Atomic Energy Agency's booth and this session, where we're going to talk about opportunities for women in tech with the IAEA. We already lost a few minutes, so a very quick round of introduction. My name is Dora Csordas. I'm originally from Hungary, and at the moment I'm tuning in from Vienna, from the IAEA headquarters, where I am HR officer and I specialize in talent outreach. Over to you, Carolina. Carolina? I can't hear you. No, anybody? Is it just me or? No, we can't hear you. Maybe ditch the headset. I don't hear you still. Okay, so while you are fixing that issue, I will introduce you. So Carolina works in our HR team. She's our talent outreach intern, and she will be hosting this event along with me. And we have three amazing women working at the IAEA who will be our speakers today. And I will give the floor first to Stella to please introduce yourself. Welcome, Stella.
Hello, everyone. I'm Stella Tang, and I'm an IT project manager with the International Atomic Energy Agency. I'm originally from China. So my role with the agency includes managing all different types of IT projects and to ensure seamless technology integration from start to end of a project in order to achieve our organizational objectives. And I'm very glad to be here today to highlight the fantastic opportunities that IAEA can bring for women. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Thank you. And over to you, Didem. Again, I think you're on mute.
I think she's still trying to figure out the audio. Maybe we can go with Elisa first.
Yes. We will just take it in a stride.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Elisa Hernandez. I am original from Puerto Rico. I joined IA since 2019, and I've been an ERP person for many years. So my role here as the agency is a specialist of ERP. I also manage the custom products that we have integrated with the ERP, which is actually Oracle eBusiness Suite base. So I'm here to also give you some inputs and luckily give you also some insights of working here and reach you, have you as a potential candidates for future openings that we're going to have in our area.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to have you here. And I'm just checking back with my colleagues, Didem and Carolina, if any advancement on the audio issue. No, all right. So, Carolina. Yes. Oh. Okay. So, we're going to move on, and I give the floor to you to give us an overview of the IAEA, or as we usually call it, the agency.
Sure thing. Thank you, Dora. So the IAEA is part of the United Nations family, but it functions as an independent organization. It is an international center for cooperation in the nuclear field, and it works closely with the member states and other global partners for the safe, secure, and peaceful use of nuclear technologies. And that's why our slogan is Atoms for Peace and Development. So the majority of our staff is based in our Vienna headquarters in Austria. We also have 12 laboratories across Vienna, Cybersdorf, and Monaco. And we also have offices in New York, Toronto, Geneva, and Monaco. So we have over 250 staff originating from 110 out of the 176 member states. We have 46% women as our staff, which is great numbers, and it's one of our goals to increase the diversity at the agency. And this is also in regards to the geographical representation that we have at the agency. Dora, if you could please have the next slide.
Yes, thank you. And maybe just to add that this is one of the reasons why we are so happy and eager to join this conference, to join this event, to be among female outstanding professionals. And we really do hope that we will inspire you to check out our vacancies, and especially when we get to hear from our colleagues talk about their work a bit later. Okay,
So we're a bit pressed on time now, so I won't go through all the departments, but I will highlight the Department of Management and Safeguards. So the function of the Department of Management is to provide services that enable the agency to deliver its scientific and technical programs. The divisions you might find of most interest will obviously be IT, but also budget and finance and human resources. And the Department of Safeguards their objective is to deter the spread of nuclear weapons by early detection and the misuse of nuclear materials or technology. So the Safeguards Department also has its own division for information communications and analysis, which you might find interesting alongside the Department of Management with the IT division. We also have departments of nuclear safety and security, technical cooperation, nuclear science and applications, and nuclear energy. And alongside our 6 departments, we also have 5 offices that report to the Director General. And although the IAEA is a nuclear watchdog, we offer a variety of professional opportunities, and there are technology and information systems positions across the department. So there's always something there.
Exactly. Thank you so much for highlighting the departments that mainly absorb talent from the tech sphere. But yeah, just to reiterate what Carolina has shared with us, the agency is mostly known for being the nuclear watchdog of the world. You might see us and our Director General in the news, but our portfolio is much more diversified, and your talent could be used in many fields actually. So with us, beyond the professional development that we offer and just an overall amazing place to further your career, there are many reasons why our colleagues like to work here or why we like to work here. It's quite an inspiring thing to think about that in our daily work we contribute to something that furthers global peace and security. We work with our member states for the uses of peaceful and safe uses of nuclear science and technology. I'm sure you also heard about the UN Sustainable Development Goals. There are 17 of them, and our organization works on 9. So beyond just doing work in the classically non-nuclear sphere, we work on environmental protection. We have projects regarding microplastics in the Antarctica. We work with the World Food Organization on developing sustainable crops and just inspecting the quality of soil and so on and so forth. So it's actually a very interesting portfolio and worthwhile looking into it. Of course, we are a global and very diverse community. This is one of our key values that we respect and we adhere to. But I think this is a good time to move on and without much further ado, have our conversation with our colleagues, because that's the best, I think that's the best inspiration always, to hear professionals with similar or at least like somewhat similar backgrounds that you have who work with us, of their career path and their work with the agency. So just one final check with Didem if the audio issue has been fixed. or we might need to move on just, yes, yeah, Didem is just messing. I'm so sorry. I'm ever so sorry that we won't be able to have you in the conversation, but next time. All right, so, okay, sorry, Didem, about that. So Stella and Elisa, it's a smaller circle now, but let's start perhaps with maybe Stella, and actually this is a question to both of you. If you could walk us through your current work, I guess your day in a life or what lies behind your job title, your career path leading on to here, and yeah, we will start with that.
Yeah, sure. Maybe I'll go first.
Yes.
Yeah, as I mentioned, I'm working as an IT project manager currently with the agency in IT department and in business coordination section. And what my daily job and responsibility is really to work on different types of IT projects to make sure it goes smoothly and to make sure all the end users and or the technology integration is smooth from the start to the end. And how did my journey with IAEA begin is really was a coincidence. Actually, I was working in another organization within South Korea 4 years ago, and I had the opportunity to collaborate with one of the colleagues who was in IAEA in Vienna. So this experience really provided me with invaluable insights regarding IAEA's culture and the mission, and it really got me interested to apply for this organization. As someone who had never lived in Europe before, and this prospect of joining IAEA in Vienna was really incredibly appealing to me. So that's why I applied. And I think it's really meant more than just a career move. It was also an opportunity for me to immerse myself in a totally new environment and totally different culture, both personally and professionally. And also, as you have mentioned, the IAEA's mission also to promoting the safe and the secure and peaceful use of nuclear technologies, which I think this really resonated deeply with me as well. As all of us women in the tech industry, I was thinking joining IAEA as a really good chance for me to apply my skills and my expertise to an organization that has a tangible impact on a global safety and security perspective. So that's also another reason why I choose to come here and apply for the job. And over the past 4 years, I have been within IAEA for 4 years. My journey has been really a transformative experience. So I really enjoy working here, and I really enjoyed the opportunity to work on different IT projects, which directly contribute to the organization's objectives and really allowing me to grow professionally as well as personally.
Thank you so much for this inspiring speech, Stella. I just, maybe just one question, because you covered what motivated you to join our mandate. And I'm actually curious, so what is something that you enjoy most in your work now? I guess what keeps you here? And also you touched upon that it's a transformative experience for you being here. And I'm curious in what ways?
Yeah, so as my job is an IT project manager, so I deal with different types of clients and different types of stakeholders in my daily work. So I think one of the amazing thing about working in the United Nations, which I is a part of it, is really to have opportunity to collaborate with different individuals from different backgrounds. So this really enriched my work. So other than my daily work as an IT project manager, I also interact with different people. And I think also this broadened my perspective regarding global issues, which is happening. And I think I am also very proud to be in a part of multicultural team, which everyone is so respectful and so that's
I completely agree with you on that, and I think beyond, even more than we know, like cognitively, our environment does influence us. So this is something I also observed throughout my career, that in every workplace, in every work environment I arrive, there is a little bit that's being changed to me, that's being enriched. And yes, I think the UN environment and the environment at the Atomic Agency is just really stimulating, and it's very much opening people up, I think, in a very, very good way. But now I would like to turn to you, Elisa, and if you could just walk us through how you heard about the agency, maybe your path leading onto here and your work at the moment.
Sure. Well, I will have to give a shout out to the people that work in outreach. I was not actively looking to apply to IAEA, but I was outreach by HR colleagues through LinkedIn. So I got this message, and I will admit, before coming here, I knew about the agency, I knew about the nuclear watchdog, things that you hear in the news. But honestly, I was not a UN, literate. So I started to read, and see what is this, what will be my job. For me, it was very curious that I come from a small island in the Caribbean. We use an ERP system, and it was the same system used by UN. So by IAEA. And I said, well, I fit the position. Let me apply. It was quite like surprising to me that I could apply my actually manufacturing. I come from manufacturing industry to IAEA, nuclear safety safeguards, nuclear applications as well. So in my head, I did not kind of fit, but I applied, I went through the interviews, I got the job, and then I had to make a decision. And it was my first time ever living outside of my country. So it was a big turning point in my life. And it was bumpy, I will admit. It was quite kind of, all the insecurities come up. You're in a foreign country, completely new environment. But I can say today very clearly, I joined 5 years ago, that I do not regret. It has been one of the most fulfilling experiences. I agree with Stella, the multicultural aspect, the diversity that is here. It really, you grow up as a human, as an individual, as a person. You get aware of countries or that you didn't know that exist. You meet people. Actually, some of us look quite similar physically, and we are from very different parts of the world. So actually, it's quite interesting, the diversity, the cultural aspect. So that's what I enjoyed the most. But the daily work is kind of like similar to every IT area that I work. I have my daily calls with my teams, stand-up meetings. We manage projects. We move between operations and projects all the time. So actually, if you're like if you're not related to UN, you can come here, especially in the IT area, and you can apply. Your knowledge is like you might be a fit. So if you kind of like me at the beginning, I was doubting that how could I fit in this kind of scientific, space. Well, yes, there are places, and I'm here, and I'm enjoying it every day. My job.
Thank you so much for sharing this, and also particularly that you pointed out it's so important. We don't expect our candidates or future colleagues to necessarily have a background in the nuclear sector. If you have the required IT background or tech background and you have an open and a learning mind, and you would like to join us in our headquarters in Vienna, because most of our jobs are located here, even though, as Carolina mentioned, we have liaison offices and we have laboratories elsewhere across the globe. But yes, our doors are open for you, and I think Stella and Elisa are just stellar examples of the diverse and amazing and shining personalities who work here, and this is actually what you get. So I'm actually every day I'm very excited to come to work here and meet amazing colleagues like yourselves. And I just being aware of the time, maybe continuing on with Elisa, as a take-home message or as a closing remark for the ladies who are joining us in this session, what would be your tip or advice for anyone wanting to work with the agency, or in general for women who would like to build a successful career in tech?
So, well, for UN in general, I will tell you, have your LinkedIn profile up to date. That's my, and have those keywords in there. What keywords? I can recommend you to, there is a website called UN 2.0. And there's UN Innovation Network. So there you will see even newsletters of what projects are being done by different UN organizations. So you can immerse yourself into what we're doing here. And then if you identify, let's say, I have done a project in AI, I have done a project in data science, or I have done different type of projects, you can see yourself there, and you can use those keywords, and highlight your professional profile, also your resume. So be up to date in what are the things that UN organizations, especially IAEA, is working, and then keep your profile up to date. So that's basically my key takeaway for you, recommendation. And then, I don't know, apply, keep trying. There are many people competing, okay, but it's a great place for female here in IAEA. You heard the balance, the numbers. IT is doing a great job. Actually, I think IT is very close also to 40 something, 44, I heard yesterday. We're very close to the agency parity as well. And you can feel it. It's an environment where women, we support each other, we understand each other. Many women with kids or alone or whatever, we try to keep our spirits up. So for women, it's really a great place. So follow the agency. I think you have pages, LinkedIn, Instagram. I think the agency publishes in a lot of places, so that I can tell you more about that. I don't know exactly, but follow and keep trying. Apply because it's a great opportunity if you get it.
If I weren't working here, I would certainly be motivated to apply. Let me tell you. Thank you so much for this fiery share. And Stella, I'm also turning to you now. What would be your take-home message? What would be your tip to anyone who's tuning in today?
Yeah, so I totally agree with Elisa. So if you have interest in applying for United Nations or IAEA or any international organization, you really you can take really proactive steps to build your network on LinkedIn, and also try to improve your cross-cultural skills. And one thing I would say, you need to embrace the change, because I know for women maybe it's sometimes difficult because of your family and all this, but I would really suggest you try, submit your application. And for me, it's I was in Asia most of my life, and then I came to Europe, and it's really a totally new world, and it's so amazing. But if you don't come, you don't try, you will never know. So I would really also totally agree with Elisa. Try, apply, just keep applying, and you will be a perfect fit for our organization. And also one important thing that Dora mentioned as well, you don't need to be professional in nuclear science. You can be working in any IT positions to be within IAEA as well.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Stella. This is actually something my mentor also told me when I was kind of on the threshold of stepping into an international career. Give it a try. You can always go back to your home continent, to your own home country, but if you don't try, you won't know, and you might just as well learn from it and grow. So, yes.
Hi, Dora, ladies. Do you hear me? This
Yes.
is Didem.
Oh, welcome.
Hello. I'm so happy I'm able to show my face last 30 seconds.
Oh, like,
Oh, so
listen, this is like
disappointing.
life. We improvise. It is what it is, and we had tech problems at the tech event, so
Yeah.
we are very short time.
I
But
will say one thing. Maybe I just from wherever I landed, I will just answer the question what you posed in terms of advice. One thing, two things actually. Prepare if you're selected, shortlisted for an interview. Prepare. I will leave it at that. You will find a lot of resources on our website through our recruiters. If you're shortlisted, you're already successful. So prepare and make an impression. That's very important. Second, I will say also looking for jobs. Don't just, when you look at the vacancy notices, don't just look at something you may want to apply today, but look at things that you may want in 5 years' time, and look what they ask for. What are the skills, credentials, education, certification? Prepare for those now so that eventually you can apply for that job in 5 years' time. So sorry, I've been absent for the rest. That's it.
it's our big loss, but I'm so happy that you could join in the end, and thank you for your wise words. Yes, very much worth taking to the heart. I'm so sorry that we have to move on, and I don't know, Didem, if anyone wants to reach out to you on LinkedIn just to if they have some questions, maybe that would be a good way. And also, we might stay a little longer in the booth, in our virtual booth, and answer some of your questions. This is just a flash up from our recruitment page. That's where you can apply to our vacancies. We are always uploading new ones, so it's worth to keep an eye. And over to you, Carolina, where else people can keep an eye on us and our vacancies.
Sure thing. So to stay connected with us, we feel free to connect with us on LinkedIn and follow us on the LinkedIn official IAEA LinkedIn page. There we'll be posting the vacancies on a weekly basis, so you'll always be able to see some of the updates through that. And then you can also sign up for our monthly newsletter where we release the vacancies again of what we have available during that month. So we'll send you 2 emails, one in the beginning of the month and one in the middle of the month, just to always keep you refreshed and everything. So you can also find our webinars and more information on our recruitment processes and tips on how to apply and how to make your application the best it can be. You can scan the QR code on the screen, or you can also visit the IAEA's employment page. And if you have any further questions, feel free to come to the booth. We're going to be happy to answer them. But if you're short on time, please feel free to contact us in the talent outreach recruitment email below.
Yes, and being inspired by Elisa's example, you might find us in your LinkedIn message inbox as well. We might be actively reaching out to you and inviting you to apply to our vacancies, but don't wait for that and take the first step yourselves through one of these platforms. This takes us to the end of our presentation.